I'm really excited to have you on the show, and it's really my honor. It's a bit like the culmination of my being shunned in ballet. You're like living that. So really great to have you on the show.
Thank you.
So tell me, if somebody hasn't heard and has been hiding in a ditch somewhere, as per your definition, who is Misty Copeland?
Misty Copeland is a ballerina. She's an individual, you know, who is unlikely, I think, for the ballet world. I started dancing at 13 years old. I became a professional at the age of 17, joining American Ballet Theatre's second company. At 19, I joined American Ballet Theatre as the only African-American woman. I was the only one for 10 years in the corps de ballet, and then I was promoted to the rank of soloist and in 2007, and I was only the second ever African-American female to reach that rank in the 75-year history of American Ballet Theatre.
And this is all chronicled in a book that you have written now. So tell us about this book that you've written, and what was your intention, because you've written two books,
yes.
One for a child and one for a bit more of an adult reader. What was your intention behind the two books and the difference between Firebird and your more adult book?
The Memoir, Life in Motion was my first book that was written with Cherise Jones. And, you know, I knew that my story was unlikely. I knew that starting dancing at 13 was a very, very old age to start, a very late age. All of the things that made me unlikely, being African American, having more of an athletic figure, were things that I knew that people could benefit from hearing. You know, even just speaking to and mentoring young dancers, I understood that it was important for me to share my experiences with them. Having an opportunity to do this in a memoir was not something I saw myself doing at such a young age, but I knew it was necessary. So with Life in Motion, it's really just telling my story from, you know, the time I started dancing until the present now. With Firebird, it's for children, and it again goes along that same frame of how mentorships have played such a big role in my life and in my career. Raven Wilkinson, who the book is dedicated to, was a ballerina, an African-American ballerina in the Ballet Russe in the 1950s. And she's someone that really has guided me, even before I knew who she was. Simply having a black ballerina to look up to was more than I could have asked for. And so the story is really me being in that position that Raven is and has been for me, and a young dancer that I'm kind of guiding along the way.
And we can hear in the background music. We're here at ABT,
Yeah.
and you actually in the book run everybody through your day with your muffin, and I was like, she has a muffin? I was like, oh, okay, maybe I can have a blueberry muffin too then. You gave me a little permission for a muffin the other day. But you know, our show is about trying to get people to be inspired by you in the way that I have gone to the ballet and I see you, and then the next day I'm like, I'm gonna take a ballet class, I'm gonna try to bring that in. So give us a day in terms of fitness, you know, and food. What do you eat? What fuels your body?
Yeah.
What time? Just a little bit of that for people to understand.
I like the words that you chose, and it is important, I think, for you to not kind of cut things completely out of your diet. I think that that's when people kind of overeat and will eat the wrong things because it's not a part of their, you know, what they're used to eating. I think just everything in moderation. And like you said, it's fueling my body. I'm an athlete, and so I have to think of it in that way. What am I going to put in my body that's going to get me through the day? But again, everything in moderation. I allow myself to have a muffin.
You have your muffin. We got the muffin.
So I do have a muffin.
Do you eat the whole muffin or just the top?
I usually cut it in half. I like every part of the muffin, but I usually just cut it in half and have a half of it.
Okay, so that's something. That's something. We do cut it in half.
Yeah, with the coffee, and then I go to ballet class, which is an hour and a half long. After class, I have a 15-minute break, and I'll usually have a banana or something like that, some fruit before I start the rehearsal day. I rehearse up to 7 hours a day, so.
Wow.
I work from noon until 7. That's just strictly rehearsing. The class that I take in the morning is 10:15 to 11:45.
And you're watering all the time,
Oh,
right?
water. I mean, I come with a really big bottle of water and I'm just filling it up throughout the day on every 5-minute break that I get. But I keep tons of nuts with me and dried fruit. I'll have a salad or sushi for lunch in between, or like a veggie sandwich, something like that. And then when I get home, that's when I eat my biggest meal. But you know, for everyone,
and so what's
it's
the
different.
Biggest meal?
And, yeah.
I bet you your biggest meal and my biggest meal are 2 different meals. But what is your biggest meal? Because you're an athlete.
Well, that's dinner,
you know?
and so I like to have a salad with some kind of protein in it. I don't eat red meat, pork, or chicken, so I eat fish.
I'm vegetarian, so I'm with you, girl. I'm with you. But you do eat your chicken.
No, I eat fish.
Yeah, fish.
Yeah. So
no chicken either.
Chicken.
No meat.
No. Well, just I'm a pescatarian, so just fish. So usually I'll have fish for sure, like at night, and I'll have that with some kind of vegetable or a salad or sweet potato fries or something like that on the side. Yeah.
And then in bed, what time?
Oh, it depends. And during a rehearsal period, I try to be in bed by 10:30. You know, it's so important, I think, for our bodies, especially for an athlete, to be able to recoup and recover, and you need that rest. It's so simple. It's like sleep, water, and food. Yeah. And you know, that's like, you know, the most important thing for an athlete is to really think about those things and just to feed your body.
Well, I know you're very busy and you have such a short amount of time, so I thank you for being, and I wish I could finish the interview with my favorite page in the book, because I've been reading it to all my girls.
I love it.
And even just reading it to myself. So for all the little brown girls, I wonder if you wouldn't just read this, my favorite page, to close our interview.
Yes, of course. You will soar, become a swan, a beauty, a firebird for sure. Soon with the same practice, you'll join me in this dancing dream.
Thank you very, very much, Misty
you.
Copeland. It's my pleasure. And now you're going to teach me a few moves.
Yes.
Okay, all right.